So the title of this video is real estate asset is no more a lucrative investment, no more a profitable investment. Before I talk about this, before you all people comment, okay, first, suppose today if you have 100 rupees, after 25 years, after 25 years, how much this 100 rupees value according to you will turn into? 100 rupees, just 100 rupees. Today 100 rupees you have. Exactly after 25 years, how much this 100 rupees value can be? Based on various investment options, how much it can be? For example, suppose you invest 1 crore in a land today, agriculture land or whatever. 25 years, 2025 you're investing, 2050 I'm talking about. How much this land value could be? General analysis. How many times you think in 25 years it grows? 10 times? 20 times? 30 times? 40 times? 100 times? How much? How much? People generally think it is 10 times whatever. But I will tell you some investment options where you get 100x return. You invest today 1 crore, it will be 100 crore in 2050. I'm not joking. I will show you historical data. Okay, fine. You know, I will just show you one mutual fund, SBI Contra Fund, for example. SBI Contra Fund. This is a mutual fund. SBI Contra Fund, 65% they invest in equity, all that. So look at this. Look at this. Regular growth since inception means when the fund started. When the fund started till today, what is the return it generated? 19% every year. CAGR rate we call it as. Every year it generated how much? 19%. Not just contra fund. I will show flexi funds. There are so many small cap funds, mid cap funds, more than 19 also there. Now, by the way, when the fund started? July 1999. Assuming 5th July 1999, you invested 100 rupees in this SBI. Some of our ancestors, they tell, no, I bought a land in 1990 for 1 lakh rupee. Today it became 1 crore. Have you heard of this? This also became the same. This also became the same. In July 1999, for example, there is something called SSP calculator. I'll just show you. Wait. SIP calculator. Okay. SIP calculator. Lump sum amount I'll invest. How much I will invest? 1 lakh. Okay, 1 lakh I will invest. What is the rate of interest? Just now we saw 19. Okay, how much? How many years back? 26 years back. Correct? 1999. In SBI Contra Fund, if I invested 1 lakh, annual rate of return 19%, and 26 years after, what is its value? How many times it grown? 92 times. With record I am showing. Okay, not just that. Okay, not just that. I will show even various other options. Okay, now HDFC small cap funds. Small cap fund. For example, we'll see this. HDFC small cap funds. What is its return from inception? 19.8. That 0.8% it will show 100x return. Or else I will show some other. Okay, mutual funds, top 20. I'll show you top 20 mutual funds. Okay, best equity mutual funds. Now you see here, they are saying here. Now here you are getting entire this CAGR everything. Okay, you see, this is something Invesco. Okay, this is a equity growth fund. Growth funds are generally equity oriented basically. Where is that? Okay, Motilal, you see, I think these are sponsored. We will directly see this one. Flexi cap fund, Parakshati flexi cap fund. What is the CAGR rate? 10 years. Every year you are getting 18.7. Which asset is giving 18.7? Even lands won't give. Okay, today you buy a land, you incur registration cost. People don't count that. Tomorrow you want to sell the land. Suppose you bought a land today, for example. Today itself you bought a land for 1 crore. And if I have to sell the land after 3 years or 2 years, I got emergency need. You can't sell within 1 month, even if you have emergency. That's luck. Suddenly you found a buyer, you sold, that's 0.01% probability. Market value may be 3 crore that time, but you can't make 3 crore. Understood? So invest in mutual funds and SIPs. I'm telling you, next 10 years minimum I'm talking about. Next until 2035 or until 2040. The gold price, the mutual funds, they will be keep on growing. In between, correction will happen in the next 1.5 years. Some correction might happen, but again, history you see, decline will be there, but the incline is even more powerful. People only look at, how stock market moves. It starts with this. Okay, it starts with this. It again come back this, and again it will grow like this. Again it will grow like this. Understood? This is how it travels like a galaxy. You understood? And here it is 0, here is 10, here it is 100, here it is 1000, here it is 10,000. For example, right now we are in 10,000. Let us assume you may hit 5,000 again, but you will go back to 25,000 very soon. And those who see these bottoms, they end up the same place. Those who see the top line will grow in life. Where are you seeing? That decides your future. So land today, and one more reason why land is no more lucrative. Tell me first of all, why land prices raised all these days? Because there is a demand and population growth. Demand is nothing but population growth. But you know what? Today population growth rate is reducing. I'm not talking population growth is reducing. Growth rate is reducing. Best example. In my friends, there are so many who are yet to marry. Yet to marry. If I have a gang of 10 to 15, 3 or 4 of us only married. Remaining 10 were not yet married. Okay, they were still in, some of them are in abroad planning studies, some of them are in, like, they don't want to marry. Okay, what about next generation? And their parents and grandparents are reaching, that they are near their lifetime already, near expiry. Where is replacement? And what about our Gen Z? They're all like so stubborn, they don't want to marry. All the Gen Z kids, they're not at all willing to marry. Life expectancy is coming down. Different new types of diseases are going to come. That's what the prediction. Population is going to decline. Sir, how can you say that? Japan. Best example, Japan. You know what Japan scenario today? October 2025, I'm telling you. In Japan, if you buy 1 flat, they'll give 2 flats at free of cost. 1+2 offer is running. Many villages in Japan, many towns in Japan were abandoned. People, nobody's living there. They were like haunting places. The same is going to happen across the world, because the new generation is not showing marriage, or when they married also without having kids, they're taking divorces. Next generation is not coming. Now tell me, after 25-30 years, today itself the growth rate is reducing, means after 25 years when the Gen Z take over, where they won't have any kids, imagine where is supply will be more. Yes or no? Demand will be less. Population is decreasing, land is nobody is ready to buy, and that's the reason in the past 10-15 years nobody made wonderful returns on land. Nobody made wonderful returns. Those who bought in 1990, 1980, 90, because from there to 2020 the population is growing aggressively, but not now. Population is growing at a growing rate. Now the population is growing at a reducing rate. Tomorrow the population will not grow after 10 years, after 20 years. I'm just talking about 20-25 years. Future, what about after 50 years? But then technological advancement might come. Future, no, there is a possibility that, like, even though you are not married, you can still have kids. So that culture also might come. And production, baby production can happen through missionaries also. Future, that technology might come. So if people want, they'll just order 1 kid. They'll just order, just like Amazon. They'll have all the features. Yeah, this happens. This might happen. Now itself is happening. All the test tube babies, all that. Yes or no? So tomorrow it will be in a mission. Everything will be happening in a mission that they will do tomorrow for sure. They will bring the technology. But this is the reality. Convincing or not? So today if you invest in land, people tell no, land is always a gold mine. You invest in land, land will never, make you unhappy. I'm showing you better investments than land with liquidity. Mutual funds, today I want money, tomorrow I cancel. I did that. Recently I have some mutual funds. I need some fund for certain purpose, emergency purpose. I just sold, and then I got better investment opportunity. Nothing. I just bought gold. I just sold all my mutual funds and bought gold. Again, I invested in gold only. Understood? Gold ETFs. Gold in the sense gold ETFs. That's it. And gold ETFs today 12 months. For gold ETFs, 12 months is a criteria, long term, short term. And what is the profit tax? 12%. 12.5%. Income tax department is also encouraging you to buy gold and all. 12.5% tax only. Real estate also 12.5. Long term real estate asset capital gain is 12.5. But how risky it is to make a gain in real estate unless you have ancestral property where they bought at lowest prices. Now, the same return I'm showing in equity markets also. The same return you're finding in mutual funds also. In 1999, somebody who bought a land and somebody who bought this mutual fund, they both made same return. But with a high liquidity. This fellow is with high liquidity at any point of time. That fellow is not with liquidity. Able to understand? Yes. And as much as possible, once you got a job, don't try to buy the flat immediately. You ask me, sir, why you bought 3 flats then? I have surplus money. Simple logic. I am not going to lose anything because of buying glass. I am not going to sacrifice my lifestyle. My luxury, nothing gonna affect just because I'm buying a flat. So I never compromised on anything, and yet I bought because of the income I'm making. Able to understand? Down payment, I'm able to pay EMI, I'm able to manage funds. But if at all you want to sacrifice everything in your life and only invest entire your salary on a flat, think of it. You're able to understand? It is not going to give a major super returns, nothing. You stay in a rented house, invest better your salary. For example, tomorrow you qualified CMA or CA. 1 lakh you are getting salary. Let us assume take home salary 70,000 rupees only. Okay? You keep initially 30,000 to 40,000 for your expenses. Let us assume 40 to 50,000 for your personal expenses until you get married. Okay? Your individual expenses should not be 30, 40. Okay? Initially. First 5 years. Remaining 30K every month invest in gold ETFs or some mutual funds which are performing very decent based on 5 years, 10 years track record. You can research it and then invest. Okay? Invest there. 5 years you invested. This amount will turn into 25-30 lakhs compounded growth value. The compounding value 30-35 lakhs it will become. Then by then your salary 70 also will become 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs per month. Yes or no? That time you take some 2 crore loan because everybody want to live in a own house because no, first thing is customization. The first thing of own house is what? I can have my own house as per my wish. Customization. You can do some repair, you can do some addition easily, you whatever you want you can do. So that time you satisfy your need. But for first 5 years, your only objective is wealth maximization. First 5-6 years. Then your salary also will be growing. The one day you are getting more income, that time you buy a house. That time no, you don't have to compromise on your lifestyle. Array, you know what? I qualified in 2015. When I bought the home, 2023. After 8 years of after I qualify, I bought. Most of my friends bought in 2015, 2016 itself. But first what I bought, I bought car. I bought first Alto car. Then I bought Ciaz. Then I bought S-Cross. Then I have Figo. Then I have Figo, 2 cars. From then I maintain two cars. Okay. Then I have Hector. Then I have Gloster. Now I have Mercedes. 2 cars I have, Gloster and Mercedes. At any point of my at any point of my lifetime, I never compromised on living. I lived the best. At the income level I have, whatever the income level I have, I lived the best. I know if I'm getting just 1 lakh monthly, if I invest everything in a housing loan 50-60,000, where will I live? I should travel in a bus. I should travel in a train, all that. See, I'm not degrading anybody here. That's not my intention. All my childhood I did that only. I went in obviously I sit in, in bus seats also won't be there. I used to sit on gearbox. Bus driver gearbox will be there, see normal RTC bus gearbox will be there side. I'll be sitting and holding that bar and observing him, and that will be very hot also. Okay, we get into bus very late. Okay, that time itself I decided, no, I want, for my own privacy, I want my own car. I want me and my family should travel in a car. Even if it is a small Alto car is a car. I'm telling you that comfort will never will you, it's like a second home here. I'm telling you, no, but I don't know how many of you know this. Car is like a second home. You don't have to worry about the weather outside. You don't have to worry about, I know, again, some environmentalists come and talk about pollution, spreading awareness. Okay, fine. How much pollution you are saving, you just check out yourself. Okay, then stop using the phones, stop using Android phones, stop using iPhones, and then just use that small button phone. Or else why phones also? Environmental damage. There are many public phones which are available, or ask somebody and do a call. Don't tell all this nonsense. Okay, so environment protection in spite of consumption is an everybody's responsibility, and wherever whatever we are doing, we have to use it in a proper manner. That's enough. Okay, so the moment you qualify, you buy a car, and I'll tell you how mindset changes here. If you see, again, there is a difference between buying it for show off and buying it for need. Small cars, medium cars, non-luxury cars, they are generally meant for need. Luxury cars are generally for show off. Anybody, even if I buy also, I want to show off. Obviously, everybody will have that. Some will not admit, some will want to admit. That's it. Okay, maybe now I'm crossing that stage also. Emotionally, I'm now crossing that stage also. Today, if you ask my mentality, I don't judge any person based on what he's having. My judgment, whether you're coming down on an auto, or you're coming by walk, you're coming by a Rolls Royce car, I treat all three of them same. For me, what I believe is, I believe in the life cycle which God has written. And I strongly believe every one of our life is controlled by God. Okay, today, if I'm sitting here in an AC environment and traveling in a Mercedes car, is all mercy of the God. Okay, for my life, I mean, in my life cycle, I got the opportunity now. Okay, for somebody at 40, they will get opportunity. For somebody is already living in that, right from the childhood, right from the birth. Okay, so it's like God written. But what is there in our hands? Our efforts are there in our hands. You give your maximum possible efforts in anything that you do, and your only objective is to grow. And you know what? Materialistic desires, all this car, house, living luxury life, all this materialistic, like, you should satisfy. Then only you attain moksha. Moksha is not about leaving everything and then going to spirituality. After satisfying every need and then going to spirituality, that is when you really achieve true spirituality, as per some of the Vedic philosophies. Understood? As per some Vedic philosophies, you need to enjoy everything, then you attain moksha. Understood? There are some other Puranas, all that also, but it's okay, let us not. So once you qualify, buy at least a small car. Okay, maybe your mother and father might tell, of course, consult them, convince them also. Because what today, for example, you want to buy a small car. For example, an entry level car is like Baleno Swift, for example, 10 to 12 lakhs the price is. Okay, you take a loan, 2 lakhs you make a down payment, 10 lakhs you take a loan, 7 years maximum EMI you put. Your friend will come, so much financial analyst, he will come, hey, why 3 years EMI you repay? No, I know you can repay monthly 50k EMI, but don't repay 20k or less than 20k you put for this. 10 lakhs means 10 lakhs loan means 16,000 EMI you will get. You may repay every month 50k, but remaining 34, no. Tell your friend, hey, I will repay 50 only, but not to the bank. I will repay 16 to the bank, car loan. Another 34 I will invest in the same bank, mutual fund. I am repaying 50k, dude, as per your request only. After 3 years, you see, you withdraw the entire amount, repay balance car loan, you can buy one more car. Understood? So don't repay. As long as your job is certain, you don't have to worry about fund cash flow. We generally worry more. What if tomorrow job is lost? Do one thing, you withdraw from job. Why you tense? Nothing gonna happen. If somebody fight tomorrow one day, that time you take it, that time you have liquidity. Every month you are saving, liquidity is there, no? That's it. Okay, fine. Am I right? Like, logically? Is this logical or not? Financial planning, you should do like this. Always see where you are getting lowest rate of debt. Never go for debt if it is more than 12% per annum. My philosophy, my principle is, my after tax cost of debt, shall not be more than 12. This is my rule. This is the rule which I follow. None of my debts are more than 12% after tax. Most of my debt, my average debt rate that I incur is 10% of, not even 10, sorry, 8% after tax. I calculate my weighted average cost of debt. You calculate in FM, no, WACC, weighted average cost of capital. The same I also calculate. Weighted average cost of my debt after tax is less than or equal to 8% always. Whereas the returns what I get everywhere, okay, after tax returns, again I'm telling you, is more than 15%. See how smartly I'm making my wealth grow. Okay, biggest blunder, investing in building. Good thing is land. You invest in land, it's good only. I'm not saying it is bad, but don't expect miracles that happened to your parents and forefathers and all. Hey, like at that time 100 rupees only, now it is 1 crore. That miracle don't expect, because population is declining. Okay, but land still will give you a decent return. Okay, and not just land, there are many other options which are giving you better return than land. That is what my intention of this video. That's it. Okay, fine. You can see mutual funds. You have phone pay apps, no? Phone pay is there now. Inside that mutual fund option is there. Just open there, it will show you all the funds. You can easily find all that entire whatever data I'm telling you. You can find so many funds. Every fund is giving you minimum return of 15-16%, unless large cap funds. All mid cap, small cap, flexi funds, ETFs, they give minimum 15-20% return. Okay, that's it. So if some other financial analyst coming and explaining you to repay the housing loan, tell him this. He is not a financial analyst, first of all. Okay, yeah, that's it.